It is a championship for the Bedford Bulldogs, 3 in a row.
Johnson serves it in. Great header there, and it's a goal.
Brian O'Brien shot, Bedford goal.
Sees it about the 18, sends it up and over and in. Big shot, Grace Crowder. Will kick, snaps back, kick is up. It looks good. It is good.
It's good.
It is good.
It's good.
Bedford High School seen of tonight's game between the Bedford Bulldogs and the Bishop Guertin boys soccer team. I'm John Collins along with Bill Klein on a very pleasant fall evening here, a Thursday night game, and it is the final regular season game for both of these two teams after quite a successful season for the most part, I think. Bedford put up a lot of W's according to the schedule.
Bedford.
So, yeah,
for Bedford, yes.
Yeah.
BG, not so.
Struggling.
Yeah, this is not their best season. They've had some really good teams, but this year, I think one of the parents said that last year they had 9, 10, or 11 seniors that graduated. So this year, Bedford, like you just said, John, they're 10-5, which is as good as they've been most years. They're in that ballpark. BG 2-11-2, which is, that's kind of disappointing from a standpoint of from a team that's typically really strong.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Last year, it was 2-0. Bedford over BG down at BG on the same night, the last game of the season. And by the way, we'll talk about this later, I'm sure, but right now the Bedford girls are playing down at BG. It scored 0-0 at halftime. They started almost an hour before us.
Yeah, so they're scoreless over in Nashua. We'll see if we get any goals tonight here in the boys' game. Bedford on a 2-game winning streak. They took care of Merrimack and Pinkerton in their last 2 games by a total of 4-0. They've scored as many as 6 goals in a game, one game at Keene. So they can score. It depends on the opposition, obviously. The same going on in the girls' game, Nashua, over in Nashua between BG and Bedford.
Yeah, kind of a story of tale of two cities, or whatever you want to call it, John, where Bedford scored 35 total goals, only given up 17. BG flip-flopped that totally. They've only scored 13, and they've given up 50. That's
a lot of goals in soccer. Even if it is a high school season, it's not what you plan on when you begin the season, certainly. So Lauren Fox over in Nashua, and I am here, and Lauren's got a daughter on the team.
Yes, he does.
So hopefully he's not too much of a homer in that telecast. Actually, I was listening to him. He wasn't. You couldn't tell until he fessed up that he was a Bedford guy.
And it makes sense that he'd want to be down there, and I'll tell you especially why. His daughter's the backup goalkeeper and hasn't been on the field all that much.
I see.
But she's been on recently.
Yeah.
And the other night, she scored a goal, and I think everybody in the town of Bedford and our surrounding communities, Goffstown, Merrimack, you name it, Manchester, heard his call for the goal. He yelled, "Goal!"
That's remarkable. So she's a backup goalie, but did she score as a goaltender?
No.
Yeah.
She played on the field. I'm not sure if it was right wing or right half.
Nice, senior.
And but it was beautiful, and it was a great goal, amazing.
What's her
great
first
shot.
name?
Oh gosh, don't.
Oh, sorry, I
it's
put
a
you
nickname.
on the spot.
I'm thinking right now.
Last name Fox.
The last name is definitely Fox.
Yes.
Lauren's daughter.
Yes. So, congratulations, Maggie Fox. Very good. Thanks, Bill Jennings.
Catcher for the Bedford High School baseball team.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh,
She
that's
plays
right.
Baseball. How about that?
Yes. Hey, real quick, I want to welcome back our CEO, president, and man of all kinds of tricks, tracks, and everything else, the head of BCTV. Bill Jennings is joining us here tonight in the booth, along with Andrew Fenn.
Andrew Fenn on camera.
Solid as a rock.
So we may have a free kick right there. It looked like it was a foul, and the ball ended up beyond the end line. No, it's going to let him play. Goal kick. Yeah, that was interesting. I guess the sliding tackler for Bedford got a good piece of the ball as he went to the turf, and that avoided the foul. He got the foot to the ball first before he sent the BG attackers sprawling. So what's this? You don't like offsides? Is that what I heard on the Nashua telecast? You know Tom King is adamantly against offsides in soccer. He wants it abolished. Are you on that page? to get rid of
gosh.
it. He thinks people should be allowed to just hang loose at the opposite end and, like Phil Esposito, just hang out in front of the net and look for goals.
I wonder. I don't remember back. I know that a lot of things have been tried from time to time.
Oh, you think they actually tried that?
I think they may have. It may have been a preseason thing or something at some level somehow. But no, You've got international FIFA laws. They are called
There's a
laws.
loose ball, and it's played back to the back defender.
We'll try to give you a little play-by-play here in between our comments. John and I are excited, though, because we've worked together before, but not for quite a while, and it's fun to do this. If you
Good footwork to get a shot on goal. It's an easy chance, though, for the BG Minder. Still 0-0 here, 40-minute halves in boys soccer. And it'll be a throw-in.
Neither team so far has really put together a real attack. Most of the game's been played right in front of us here at midfield.
So you're familiar with the BG black uniforms, just for our Nashua fans tuning in to this game. Will want to know that BG's wearing whites tonight. Home away whites.
Yeah, it used to be that it was the opposite. You always wore for virtually every sport.
Right.
Was
and that would be
white
true
or light at home.
A lot of different leagues, like
it.
the Bruins and the whatnot, and they did change it. Now it's got to be money. It's got to be marketing purposes, right? All the colorful jerseys are darkly colored, and that's
honestly,
what I think was.
John,
I'm thinking about the Bruins.
Yeah,
that's
a trivia
switched
question.
They switched it from white to the darks a while ago. So it's a BG. Almost a corner kick sort of thing from a free kick from the sideline, and it goes over everyone. So opportunity missed there for the Cardinals to score the game's first goal.
One of the things that we'll be looking for from the Bedford side specifically is the fact that early in the season they were kicking the ball over the crossbar, 90% of the time. They were not keeping the ball low. There's a shot.
Right.
Rocket.
Rayan Hamid, who's got a great foot, lets one fly. He'll be a guy we'll hear from a lot tonight, one of the playmakers on this Bishop Guertin team.
Not a shot on goal, John, but
no,
the first true shot in the game.
He showed how he could be dangerous given a chance. Saw him get a goal in the BG South Boys game that was spectacular. Cutting across the middle from about 30 yards out. He just bent it inside of a post. And there's Hamid trying to track this down against the BG defender, who does a great job of getting there first and heading it to the netminders. So scoring chance in the offing by BG, averted by Bedford's good hustle on defense. The Cardinals have had the best scoring chances still very early in this one. As the teams trade possession at midfield, BG trying to come away with it, and it's kicked back to the midfield stripe. This is a push in the back, looked like, or offside, was it?
Could have been either. I don't know that it was offsides. We'll find out if that official puts his arm straight up. It was offsides.
You warned me about this, Bill, too. It's definitely easier to see the numbers on the backs of the Bedford players instead of on the front. And I want to give credit where it's due there. The backline defender who's had a lot of tough plays, I believe, is Evan Hoey. Although he's a sophomore on the roster. I don't know if that's Evan, number 8 back there, or is it another number? But he is marking Hamid, the most dangerous player on the BG roster. You see them together. Is it number 2? I guess it is number 2. Richie Black. Defender for Bedford, has done great work so far to neutralize the threat of Rayan Hamid. Bedford trying to come up with a tester on goal if they can. BG sends it back toward midfield.
When Corey does our play-by-play up here, he usually uses a little set of binoculars.
Oh, good idea. Into the corner it goes, and ushering it out of bounds. Bedford attacker get.
Right now the score is we got 10 minutes gone in the second half, still 0-0 for BG versus Bedford down in Nashua. They're playing for seeding. They're both two of the top teams. And the biggest thing there will, because they're both in the tournament, will be the seeding. This game is interesting because only from the factor that if Bedford wins, they have a chance to move up from their current spot in 7th place. They can break up only if they win and one of those teams above them loses.
Okay.
Otherwise, they would end the season in the same spot they are right now, in 7th place. The good thing there is they avoid, if it's a 16-team playoff, and I'm not sure whether it is. Andrew, do you know the answer to that? Boys are going to be 16, probably. I'm not sure. But the bad thing would be possibly to be number 8. If you're 8th, you're going to play the 9th team and then have to play the top team in the quarterfinal.
So Bedford was able to get the ball into the penalty box there for a moment, and you see a Bulldog hit the turf, but there was no foul call that would have yielded a penalty shot, but it was good pressure by the Bulldogs, and they want to keep that up if they can. As we look to our right now, Bedford trying to up the offensive zone pressure in a scoreless game, 9 minutes in.
And although I don't really love saying this because, we and Bill Jennings and Andrew are always coaching us to not be favorites of either team, especially the home team. But in fact, unfortunately, Bishop Guertin will not be making this year's postseason tournament.
No, this is their last game of the season. So any seniors out here, it's a last hurrah. And, of course, they'd love to go out on a winning note and play spoiler here against the Bulldogs.
Both of these teams were in the tournament last year, but in 2021, both of these teams did not make the tournament.
Now here's Hamid. You're going to see some footwork from him as he tries to go it alone. He gets tripped up. That's going to be a free kick for the Cardinals. And a good foot here could put this into the scoring area as the players move down the field. Good players like that make things happen.
I have not seen him play.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you, I think you mentioned his name before the
game.
He's
got he's looking healthy too. So he made it through the whole season, and it's got to be a frustrating season for guys that can play like he can. I mean, we saw him get beat by South, Bishop Guertin, and they really neutralized him. The ball there's a header toward the goal, loose ball, and over the open net. Oh, what a tremendous opportunity for the Cardinals, and just couldn't get on top of it and put it in.
Oh, gosh. Memories. I saw that the last game that I coached before I came up here back in 1978 in New Jersey. We had a player that shot the ball from right there, right on the goal line. You're 6 yards away. Put it the same place, right up over the crossbar. I mean, you've got.
I believe it was number 5, Matt Keller, that had the chance, and he had to go off his shin area. He was kicking in a kicking motion, but he just wasn't able to get it down.
That's the nightmare goal. You wake up in the middle of the night thinking about that, and the next morning say, geez, I wish I could take that one back,
Yeah, and Matt is a senior, by the way. So.
Oh, my goodness.
I hope he gets to play more soccer after this so he can forget about it. There's a lot of men's leagues, I think, around,
Oh, there certainly are.
I know. I've got a few high school baseball memories I got rid of after playing after high school into college.
I played well into my 50s, but I was still officiating, and at the level I was doing a lot of traveling NCAA games, I decided that I couldn't play and ref. It was a little too physical. My body.
Sure. I
didn't recover. When you're young, you can recover quickly.
Right. Some substitutions here. Bedford fans acknowledging players going out.
Probably at this point some seniors maybe.
Yeah.
Some of the BG parents I talked to prior to the game, I was asking them about players and who's from where, and I didn't realize that he played soccer, but the Bedford town clerk's son, Matt Keller, who is a senior, He's out there in the field. He's number 5.
Oh, you mean for 5 for Bedford?
No, this is for Bishop Guertin.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we just mentioned Matt Keller.
2 players,
had the
Matt
chance to
Keller.
score.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's why he did it. He thought that, hey, I'm really from Bedford. I didn't realize that, John. I'm glad I mentioned it. I picked it up just then.
Sure, yeah.
And
so he is a Bedford resident.
And Bo.
He almost scored in front of his home fans here. Or
Bo
the
Bowder.
hometown fans.
Bo Bowder also is from Bedford. As you know,
is that the goalie, number 99, right there? Yeah, I think it is. So I believe
yes, he
that's
is.
Bo Bowder.
Correct.
Yeah.
You are correct. He's only a sophomore.
He had quite a game against South, but he was under siege the entire game that the Panthers won, I believe. So, he's got some skills, definitely. It's going to take a good shot to get it past him. And a scoreless game. BG has had a number of opportunities now. No better one than the one that was kicked right over the crossbar. And that's a situation where a good player putting some pressure on the defense gets fouled, free kick, sets up an opportunity. Set pieces are really important in soccer.
They're practiced a lot.
Outcome of a game.
They really, very, very, very important. Indirects, directs, and corners. Those indirects and directs when you're in position to get a shot off a good long cross or something. And something, I'm just realizing this, that, after having talked about postseason, the fact that BG, they're playing for the seniors.
Yep.
They're playing for this last game for this season. And, quote, have nothing to lose.
Right.
Bedford wants to win this for more reasons than one. One would be to move up in the standings. But it's possible that, I mean, to me, from what I've seen so far, it doesn't look like what did I say, their record is? Move my notes around here a little bit too much.
I get your point. If you looked at the first few minutes of this game and then you told us what the records
2-11-2.
2-11-2. Doesn't look like a 2-11 team, does it? You
No.
wonder how that happened.
Yep, give them credit.
Yeah.
They're playing really, really tough out there.
Yeah.
And the other thing the parents told me is there are 1 or 2 players are not dressed tonight due to injuries. And at least one of them was a starter before the injury a week or so ago.
Bedford on the move here in the offensive end. Have the ball taken away and booted away. Hamid waiting for it. Immediately pounced upon by Richie Black, the defender, coming up. He is ran Hamid's shadow tonight on a Bedford chance in the box. Booted up in the air, and they're going to give up a corner kick, maybe? No, side throw-in.
It's going to be a throw.
Yep. We have yet to have our first corner kick of the game. Had a few free kicks that caused problems. If we're trying to develop a scoring chance here, 24 minutes remaining in the first half. Season-ending game as Bedford plays for best seeding position in the tournament. Who was the top team in boys soccer this season?
We got Nashua South.
South right up there. Right?
3-way tie, though. Nashua South, Hanover, and Wyndham all have 13-2 records.
Wow, impressive seasons. And then you have a 3-way tie for 4th place.
Yeah.
11-4, 3-4. Central, Pinkerton, and Londonderry finishing 11-4.
And that's where you take that. If we win, we Bedford
join the
11-5
teams. Yep.
We would be in that group.
So all these guys are probably playing today, right?
Well, actually, their matches are right here.
These guys have played 15 games already. So yeah.
Yep, we're all at 15 games.
And it's a 16-game season.
Nashua South is playing Merrimack tomorrow. Hanover is playing Pinkerton, or did play them earlier today. Pinkerton is 14-4. So that's a possibility and Pinkerton could upset Hanover.
Yes. Yeah.
We beat Hanover.
Right.
Which,
Yep.
Wyndham, Concord is playing tonight. Concord's only 5-10, so Wyndham probably will win. Manchester Central, really excellent team.
Yeah.
They're playing 9-6 Nashua North tomorrow, and then the others are Pinkerton,
Yeah,
obviously,
no
versus
guaranteed
Hanover.
win either. North's going to play hard in their final game.
And the team sitting above us as well is Londonderry, Timberlane, and that is virtually a locked-in win for them today, probably.
Right.
Timberlane is the bottom, 113-1 record.
That's interesting because the Timberlane girls
Yes.
today at 4 o'clock today secured the #1 seed in the state with I believe it's a 15-1 record. They won today at 4 o'clock.
Pretty
at
sure
home.
you are correct.
Yeah, so that's impressive.
Yep.
It's a have and have not situation in Plasto for the Timberlane soccer teams, but I'm sure that the school's very proud of their girls team. Getting that #1 seed as the girls' soccer tournament is about to get underway.
I think that's Elliot Texera, number 11. Is that 11 right midfield there?
Uh-huh.
I have such a difficult time, and I open to admitting it, seeing those numbers out there.
Binoculars would be good, the official Bedford BCTV binoculars.
I tried it,
booth.
and it was a little difficult.
Oh, really?
With those to catch it in the timing to be able to give credit where credit's due, Mr. Jennings.
It is kind of difficult. I've tried it too. Andrew Fenn maybe knows what we're talking about. It's probably a camera, a camera that shoots the game is probably easier to use than binoculars because you got to be.
John, honestly,
Yeah.
Bill, when I was
Yeah.
when I was working the volleyball game over in Exeter, they gave me a large screen TV in front of me. It was easier to pick up the players there, even on the indoor volleyball court, than it was out on the court.
So teams trading possession here at midfield. We're scoreless at the 21-minute mark. BG offense seems to consist of just trying to get the ball to Rayan Hamid in the middle, number 7, who the Bedford defense is very aware of. The Bulldogs controlling the ball. Good kick on ahead, onside, and a chance here for the Bulldogs. Excellent ball in the corner and collected by the goaltender. Good hustle by the BG backline defender there, Bill. That was a great opportunity on the he was sprung by what was like about a 50-yard pass on the kick.
That was a long one. He saw him. And
number 4 with the feed, that's Eli Caplow. And
Eli Caplow,
it was
yeah.
Evan Huey down here. I think it was number 8, near side. Did I have that number right?
I think you're
right
correct.
Yeah. Yeah, but BG was able to close off, cut him off with the pass, so to speak.
That was a dangerous play there by the Bedford keeper to kick the ball down the field while he played it from just outside the penalty area.
Evan Huey, number 11, Elliot Texera, and across to the other side of the field just like that. Bedford.
There's a nice run here. Look at this.
Back to the middle. That's a tester of a shot. Bowden makes the save. Bowder had it go right at him. Fortunately, there's another try, and it's immediately blocked. Bedford ratcheting up the pressure on offense here.
And the way that player that just took those 2 consecutive shots, can't see his number from
Ball
over here at all, the way
into the middle.
he's moving.
One-on-one battle far side. Trickles out of bounds off who? Goal kick, corner kick. They'll say it is a goal kick. Off the.
I think that was Ali Mirza that tried to keep it in, then tried to get a corner out of it, but didn't.
The girls' Bedford BG game still scoreless in Nashua. We'll be joined by Nashua ETV's audience at the conclusion of that one. They're going to switch over to this boys' game to expand your audience, Bill Klein.
Hey. And yours.
Yeah, mine too. Lauren Fox misses you a lot. I was listening to the first hour, and he made
great.
at least 3 Bill Klein references. One of them was to do how you hate offsides.
I'm going to give him credit. Well, okay, offsides. Here we go.
And Bedford steals it back, so a frustrated BG forward there, Rayan Hamid, not able to get the engine going, and Bedford back into the offensive zone with a chance. Ball curled right through the high
Watch a spin on this
slot.
ball. Tough to play it.
That was Gavin Diaz that was lurking there, number 7 for the Bulldogs. They've had some nice ideas. trying to hit the not one offsides yet. I think penalty.
No, unless there may have been one early in the game.
Oh, that's right.
Remember, but I don't think it was because the official did not put his hand up to indicate.
Right. I thought maybe
an
it was
indirect
a push
free
in the
kick.
back.
Yeah, I think you were right. You were right.
Yeah. And he trips up the defender, but he was actually tripped over the foot as he passed it.
Oh, he could lose this. Look at
this. This could be a one-on-one break here.
Gavin?
This is
Gavin Diaz.
Gavin Diaz. Diaz stopped, though, as the BG
Great
defense
pass.
hustles back. There's a chance, and it's a twist.
Oh,
and Bauer
corner.
got a piece of it.
Great save.
Great sequence right there. And if he doesn't get a piece of that, I think it sneaks inside the post, Bill.
Yes, it was. We can see it from our angle up here in the booth, John, and that was going in. It was perfectly touched. But the pass to him as well was perfect, out in front for his run. Here we go.
Jen,
corner.
did you get the number of that guy that kicked it?
Dangerous. Here it is. Here it is. Look.
Bouncing around like a pinball.
Holy
It was
cow.
actually the young man that's right here at the near side is the one that did it, if we could get his number. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see how difficult it is. There's four
Right.
of us up here, and
Yeah.
none of us can read it yet. Oh, God.
And it's in! What a shot from distance! Ryan Hamid shows off the cannon from about 35 yards out. What a tremendous scoring strike by Hamid. Oh, that's world class right there. 1-0.
Memories of
Bishop Guertin leads.
that goal that was scored against the Bedford girls here a few weeks ago. Same kind of situation. That, however, was a much harder hit shot. And the keeper got a hand on it, I think, but could not punch it up.
That's a
Flicked the back off his
tremendous
fingers.
goal. You got to
Wow.
send that one to
Wow.
Sports Center, Andrew Fenn. That could be top 10. I mean, you score from that kind of distance with that kind of pace. And I don't blame the Bedford netminder at all for missing that one. Now BG almost gives up a scoring chance on the other end in less than a minute. And his senior game, last game of his senior season on the BG team, Ryan Hamid gets a goal from distance.
That was.
He's got a sliver of a chance and let it fly. So Bedford's got to bounce back from that if they can.
The last goal that I scored playing in the over-the-hill D1 men's league, we actually were playing one of our home fields down in Nashua, and
in the middle.
That was my goal. You just saw it. That's what I did.
Really? Launched it from a distance,
yeah.
and it went in the upper
It was at
corner?
least 35 to 45 yards away, and the
I believe that's Jack Toolin that's been testing Bowder with those shots. He's down in number 22. He's in the
that would
crowd
make sense.
in the middle. Yeah,
that
Jack
would definitely
Toolin,
make sense.
number 22. He was the guy in the wing that shot that tester. Is in the middle, and BG's waiting as they kick it away. First corner kick that we had in the game. Defused by the BG defense. Oh, a nutmeg there. And trying to get it back and go on the fly was Hoey, but no, denied. Good-looking player there, Evan Hoey, number 8, forward for the Bulldogs. Only a sophomore. Or is it number 6? It's 6. Sorry. Tavis Wallace, Jr., getting up in front. He's listed as the defender, but definitely got some time up.
They all move up.
Right here, Tavis
they go back
Wallace.
and forth. They do a lot of running. Great shape. It looks to me, to a certain extent, John, that Bedford's not playing their game until a couple of those plays you just saw, the passing, the control game. BG's really got them flustered the way that they're playing against them so difficult tonight. But here we go. Here's the passing that Bedford is very famous for.
And they curl this one over the box and out of bounds. A little bit too much leg in that one.
The weather tonight is actually fairly mild. It's not too bad for the end of October. Had a pretty remarkable, other than that one Friday, I think it was, when we had some games canceled. Others were stopped, shortened, etc. That when we got part of the one of those hurricanes or whatever it was.
The remnants.
Yeah.
So Bedford back on the attack looking for the equalizer. Still a lot of soccer left to be played. 13 minutes remaining in the first half.
And just over 10 minutes down in Nashua, the two teams, the girls' sides playing, and no score.
You get the feeling that 1-0, one goal won't be enough to decide it. But we'll see. Bowder's certainly a really good netminder. You saw a piece of that. And he makes another tremendous save.
Holy
Bedford
cow.
was in point blank, and Bowder turned it away. And the Cardinals desperate to get out of there deep in their own end, and they do.
That's some impressive keeping down there. He's made a couple big saves and also just being in the right place to prevent the shot being set up with the support of his defenders around him.
Might have been Gavin Diaz again, number 7 up front for the Bulldogs. Had some help on the far wing, Ali Mirza, number 17.
Ali's, if not the top goal scorer, he's near the top this year.
That could have been him that shot that last one. And really basically a positional save by Bowder. He had very little time to react, but put himself right in the shooting lane and took another goal away. That's 2 saves of balls that clearly would have been in the back of the net were it not for Bo Bowder, the netminder for Bishop Guertin. Out of bounds, that will be a corner kick, it looks like. Yep. Bedford earns a corner kick. Trying to make something happen here. They went short last time, I think. They just kicked it in and they didn't try to curl it over the box. Maybe they'll switch up tactics here and try to develop a scoring chance.
Yeah, they're playing a long ball this time. It's probably Elliot Texera over there. I tried to see his number as he ran over to take this. Here comes a kick.
And curling it in. It's a good corner, and it's in the box. Collected by Bowder.
Again, saved and then caught. He, I think he blocked it down to the ground and then stepped out and grabbed the ball quickly.
That's not ideal if you're the defending team to see it land and the goalie doesn't have any piece of it, and who knows who's going to get a hold of it. Tulin does a nice job of maintaining it, slides it down to Tavis Wallace, and he kicks it across the middle. BG able to intercept and kick it back toward midfield. There are 2 players here hanging out with Eli Caplow and Richie Black, hanging out with Rayan. Another solid goaltending work by Bowder, and he'll have a goal kick here as he punts it just over midfield. Bedford there waiting. Teams trading possessions.
Appears to me a little more concentration on the it's not a hard foul, just a silly one. But the Bedford team does seem to have geared it up and realized that hey guys, we got to play the way we play our game.
Yeah. And it's going to take something special to get it past Bowder, apparently, as he's been really tested twice.
And did we say he's a sophomore?
Yeah, he is. Pretty impressive to have him for a few more seasons in goal. So Bedford charging out of their own half with it. BG getting back on defense, however. It's late season conditioning. Now everybody seems to be have their wind about them, Of course, they're young. That helps, but they're 16 games into the season, and you're seeing guys have no trouble sprinting here 30 minutes into the first half to get back on defense. And here we go. Again, the goaltender is going to come out and collect that. Cardinals already probably thinking about how nice it would be to take a 1-0 lead into halftime. And Bedford's got other ideas as they go back on the attack on offense.
So far in this game, the 2 players from Bedford have made significant contributions and saves in the one goal.
Splitting the defense. That nearly got through. There's a shot just over the crossbar. What an opportunity for Gavin Diaz.
Gavin Diaz.
He hooked it, had a lot of pace on it, and just not able to put it exactly where he wanted it to go.
They're certainly getting their chances now.
Yeah,
John.
they
Bedford's,
are.
Really, like I said, stepped up the game. The passing's been much cleaner, consistent. Their control has switched dramatically.
A couple of saves that Bowder's made have been so good that kind of might get in the shooter's head. They got to be perfect, to try to get it in instead of just putting it on net with some pace on it. They're trying to be very fine. And I don't blame them, but
it's Diaz again, I think.
Yeah, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Bulldogs. They're keeping the pressure on offensively, looking for that equalizing goal. Diaz tries to feed a pass in the middle. It's intercepted by the Cardinals. On the attack is number 16, Trenton Cormier. Cormier with the ball toward Hamid, but it's going to bounce past him and to the Bedford netminder. Caleb Yater, goalkeeper, a junior. I believe we have double zero on the roster. It says 0 on his back. And
looked like that might have been Kyle Mack that sprinted back and forth down the field there for BG.
Right.
He is quick, if that's who he is. Number 9.
Cardinals intercept. Bedford tries to go back on the attack. Whistle. And they're going to call a violation against the Bulldogs. So free kick in their own half for the Cardinals as they try to flood the high slot and see if they can turn it into a scoring chance here.
And they're taking their time. There's certainly no rush from their standpoint. You've got just over 6 minutes left, and that's what a team does when you get close to the end of a period and you're up.
So BCTV's next broadcast will be, is it tomorrow? Football versus Thornton Academy?
Saco, Maine.
Wow.
Yeah, they I think in years past, Saco, the Thornton Academy team was pretty strong. This year they're not as strong as they have been. In Bedford, undefeated, only allowing handful of points. It's pretty amazing.
And we already know that the boys soccer playoffs will begin on Tuesday, the 24th. It'll be to be determined, the opponent and the time here at BCTV. Girls soccer the next day, Wednesday, October 25th. So it's an exciting time of year for BCTV.
And the volleyball coverage that brought us together last year for the first time, they're 17-0. Their final match is tomorrow down in Nashua. 6:30 game against Nashua South.
Not exactly a must-win for the Bedford girls volleyball, I hear.
No, however.
They want a perfect season.
One of their nemesis, Hollis Brookline, only has 2 losses, and they're the kind of team that
to be worried about, right?
Hollis won 4 championships in a row, and then Bedford came up with 3 in a row. So the goal for the McGann team, the girls volleyball, is to tie that record of 4 consecutive wins for Bedford, which they could do.
The Bulldogs trying to chip a pass into the box, but it skips out of bounds, so it's another goal kick for Bishop Guertin. They've had at least a dozen goal kicks to our right tonight. The pressure has been on. I feel like we've been looking this way at least 60% of the time.
It has.
But of course, all Ryan Hamid needed was that one touch from about 35 yards out.
That was just amazing shot. Like, Wayne Gretzky said, and I've said it many times, I've said it as a coach hundreds of times, if you don't shoot, you can't score. What are you doing out there?
Exactly.
Come on, take a shot.
All right, it's got to be on net, too. That's always easier to say than it is to do. Out of bounds.
I hope you got that on camera. Andrew, did you catch that? Was he in? No, you're not sure? What just happened was the ball was coming down the line, and the linesman, or
he played it.
One of the referees attempted to trap it. And he kind of failed, but that's
exactly.
That's why you shouldn't do that as an official, because you want to look good. If you goof up, you look bad.
You get razzed, right?
Walter Barr, Penn State varsity men's coach, told me that. He said, when you're coaching, if you do something, do it right. You don't want to embarrass yourself in front of your players.
So a throw-in goes all the way out, and it'd be a Bedford goal kick.
Another sport that field hockey. Bedford's in it. They beat. I'm trying to think who did they beat the other day? They won a preliminary match.
It was Keene. Yeah.
Keene. Yep.
Right.
And their gift for doing that is they're going to have to face Dover. Bedford's the 8th place team. Dover's number 1, and Dover has only one non-win. It's a tie. Guess who it's against? That was against Bedford.
Right.
But here on this nice artificial turf, where field hockey a lot easier to play.
Curls over to. Oh, there's a definite foul. Is that in the box?
No, I don't think so.
It's a penalty.
I
kick.
don't know. He put it. He didn't.
Yeah,
He didn't call for the clock to be stopped.
It's.
Is it stopped?
I believe it's going to be.
No, I think it's outside.
Let's see. You see by the way the body language of the discussion, it appears
It's got to be outside. I think they're.
that it
well,
will
I don't
be
know.
a penalty kick.
It looks like all the players are leaving, but the clock should have been stopped, and that is a. Yeah, it's a PK.
Yeah, it was a
It's a
hard
PK.
foul, a collision in the box, which is the yellow rectangle, if you can see it, that starts. Well, as we look down on the field, it cuts right through the 10-yard line indicator. So Bedford will get the penalty kick, looking for the equalizer here in a 1-0 game.
I think it's Gavin Diaz. Father's the assistant coach.
And the shot saved. Bowder. It's a live ball, and it's cleared away by the Cardinals. Bo Bowder having the game of his life so far in net for the Cardinals here against this very, very good Bedford team. A 3-save first half, 3 saves which were spectacular, and any one of which would have been goals had he not intervened.
And time's being kept on the field at this point at 2 minutes. The officials, hopefully both of them stopped their clock, but they did not signal.
The girls' game going into overtime in Nashua. There's a 5-minute break in between the last half and the extra time. So a 0-0 contest down by the Nashua River tonight. Girls soccer. We'll be joined by them after the conclusion of that one.
And what we just saw here, I would bet, I'd put down a $100 bet or something that ball would have gone in the net.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it was a quality
However.
penalty kick, but he guessed right, made the save.
This
And,
sophomore keeper, John, he's unbelievable.
He's something,
He's
isn't he?
superhuman. Yeah, I mean,
He's
really.
got great size for a keeper, too, as a sophomore. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's appears to be the full package. I can't picture how he's delivering the ball out. I haven't graded him on that skill yet, but one of the areas that in coaching keepers, working with them, you want them to mix it up, throw it, roll it, kick it.
Yeah.
And look for a player down the field.
That is halftime, I believe.
Yep.
Is it?
Which kind of makes sense.
3-whistle blast,
Yeah,
and we go to halftime with a 1-0 BG lead. It could be 3-1 Bedford easily without the fine goaltending of the Cardinal keeper.
Amazing.
And he's getting congratulated. He just won, but there's a lot of soccer left to be left in this one.
Oh, you betcha.
To go tonight.
I think we're going to take a break here in a moment, but just
Okay.
want to mention that right before this game, we were talking up here in the booth about the playoffs and the boys' clubs, the way they've been playing, and the fact that there's going to be some upsets. Maybe the first upset's going to be this one right before the tournament.
Well, we'll find out in the second half. Bill Klein, John Collins will be back with more exciting second half action here on Bedford Television.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Boys Soccer Senior Night at Bedford High School. The game features Nashua's Bishop Guertin High School against the Bulldogs of Bedford High School. Prior to warm-ups, we'd like to take a moment and recognize all the seniors taking part in tonight's game. First, the seniors from Bishop Guertin High School. Number 5, Matt Keller. Number 7, Rayan Hamid. Number 8, Malik Ogbanmari. Number 9, Kyle Mack. Number 14, Logan Lowney. And number 17, Jeff Zoe. Congratulations to Bishop Guertin's seniors and best of luck next year. Now let's welcome the 9 outgoing seniors from Bedford High School. Number 2, defender, Richie Black. Number 5, midfielder and captain, Griffin Middleton. Number 7, midfielder, Gavin Diaz. Number 10, forward, Huntai Ji. Number 11, midfielder, Elliot Teixeira. Number 12, midfielder, Caden Heitman. Number 16, midfielder, Jack Warble. Number 22, midfielder and captain, Jack Toolin. and number 23, defender Timmy Gleason. Gentlemen, on behalf of your teammates and coaches, thank you for your dedication and drive in making your respective programs better each and every day. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me again in recognizing Bishop Guertin's 6 outgoing seniors and Bedford's 9 outgoing seniors.
Welcome back, everybody, to Bedford High School soccer pitch as we go into the second half of a 1-0 game here. The Bishop Guertin Cardinals leading the Bedford Bulldogs 1-0 on a spectacular 35-yard boot in the top right corner of the goal by Rayan Hamid, who's touching the ball right now, number 7. He's out there with his brother Zane. It is Rayan's last game as a Bishop Guertin soccer player since BG, with just 2 wins on the season, will not make the playoff tournament this year. Meanwhile, Bedford is playoff bound, and they need a goal to improve their seedings at the end of this one. At the end of this, there's Bo Bufter with the save, and he is, despite that great goal by Rayan Hamid, he is the reason why Bedford is not leading this game, Bill Klein.
You betcha. That is quite clear.
He's got a penalty kick save and 2 other spectacular saves. We have a tussle on the far sideline. A player hits the deck for Bedford, but it is going to be Bedford ball in the dark jerseys and BG in the visiting whites.
Yeah, as John mentioned, for anybody who's just tuned into this part of the game, you normally see BG in black, but they're in white tonight. Bedford is the team in black.
So this is a free kick, kind of a corner kick from a different angle, if you will. And Bedford trying to create a scoring chance out of this. It's a good kick in the box, and it's headed over the back line. And a crowd of bodies in front of Bo Bufter, the BG goaltender. It will be a goal kick. Looks like Bo's going to hand over the goal kick duties to one of the players for the Cardinals, headed on towards the middle, and it's intercepted by Bedford. Hamid put it on the footwork, trying to thread a pass up ahead. He's able to get it to number 16 as a shot's going to be caught on the fly from Trenton Cormier that's gloved by the Bedford netminder.
I have no idea what the Bedford coach would have told his players at halftime. I think I know what the BG coach said. Keep doing exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a frustration for Bedford as this ball curls right over the box that they haven't been able to get the ball past Bo Bufter. But, you know, I just would say that if you get 3 more like that, I mean, it's got to be tough to keep Bedford off the board, especially if they get another penalty kick. And you figure you got to go to the right side now on the penalty kick, you know, and you wonder if Bufter will be waiting for that. As they work it in the middle, Diaz shot is, with pace, but it goes off a backline defender for the Cardinals.
Turned nicely and got a good foot into that ball, but was blocked by one of the defenders.
Yeah, it's number 2 actually for the Cardinals that blocked that. Carson Leo. Great play. He just took that goal kick as well. Backline defender number 2. And that one's intercepted as Bedford tried to get something going and couldn't. Ball crosses over midfield. Richie Black, number 2, is back there. Also number 4, Eli Caplow. And they've been keeping an eye on Rayan Hamid and doing a pretty good job of it too. Hamid's scoring strike came from way out. 35 yards. It wasn't even a question of being offside as He kicked it from distance with a couple of defenders still ahead of him, and it was just too tough of a shot.
Free kick here called for foul against BG, and I'm not sure that's Brendan.
The official's going to come down and give a talking to. This is a yellow card. That's a yellow card. It's going to go against the BG defender. Looks like number 15, who is getting disciplined, Zayn Hamid. And it's going to be a free kick in a dangerous spot for the Bulldogs as they look to tie.
There's another thing going on here. I don't think we've seen him sub for. I believe it's still mandatory substitution after a card's given. Yeah, I believe so. The coach had somebody up, but they're playing on.
It's curled in the box, and it is saved. Bufter was able to get both arms around it.
Yeah, our timekeeper up here noted as well that the officials did not stop the clock, didn't indicate for the clock to be stopped for the issuing of the card, which is another. Sorry, officials, but, hopefully you can learn from this experience, too, if somebody lets you know.
So you would have lifted the player that got the yellow card from the game as an official, or you would have made sure that it was?
I am.
Or is that just a coach's discretion?
No, at least as of last year,
yeah.
And I don't think the rule was changed. The rule has been like that for quite a few years, a long time, John.
Do you have to sit out for a certain number of minutes if you get a yellow card?
No, you just have to be subbed out. You just have to leave the field.
Interesting.
Yeah, there were very, very few rule changes. Nothing really material this year. I think if that had been a change, I would have known about it.
Right. Caplow with a chip into the box, headed away by BG's defense, and now kicked out of bounds. They'll give up the throw-in. I think that was Trenton Cormier on the far side, number 16 for the Cardinals. Just booted it out to relieve the pressure momentarily. Kicked it so far out of bounds, we had to get another ball. There's another tactic. Just keep kicking balls into the woods if you're up 1-0, right?
Yeah, and
that was the tactic. There's a header right over the goal, and Bedford continuing to put on the pressure.
I think that was Ali.
Yeah, he's trotting over here near side. It is number 17. It is Ali Mirza.
Yeah, that was a good attempt. Yep. Unfortunately, just didn't quite get there, but at least he did get his head on the ball. That was a very difficult ball from his angle to redirect that.
Carson Leo's goal kick is headed back immediately. Diaz on the run has Leo to beat. Going off his right foot back to his left. Feeds it to Mirza. Mirza baseline, or the end line, I should say, and it's intercepted by Carson Leo. Again, good defense by the backline defender for the Cardinals. A step up there, contested ball, good defense, and call actually goes against the Bulldogs. That's a risky play for a defender in the box to step up and body the forward, but it paid off there for Liam Ireland. Number 4 for the Bishop Guertin Cardinals.
And certainly a foul that Coach Pepper would not have liked to have given up there because you're eating up quite a bit of time, and there was really no reason for it, the way the ball was moving.
Ireland boots that one across midfield, and it is quickly collected by the Bulldogs. They've done this a lot off of BG goal kicks. There's a player that hits the turf, and it will be called a free kick for the Bulldogs. Some of the, I don't know if it was the BG or Bedford fans may have disagreed with the call, but Bulldog player gets sent sprawling.
Unquestionably a good call, though. But
yep. And a kick from the far sideline for Bedford. 8 minutes into the second half, a 40-minute second half, and they still looking for that elusive first goal as all the players crowd into the box in front of Bo Bufter. Bufter actually shoving at one of the Bedford players. It's a low liner. It's in the box, and it's just batted away past the near post. Another terrific chance for the Bulldogs.
And I can see who the player is, but I can't tell the name. I thought it might have been Diaz, but I'm not sure.
You got Diaz up in the middle and Mirza. They were in the pack of players.
Right here. just
That would
turning
be-
right now.
That would be number
Right
11,
on
I
the
think.
40-yard line.
Yeah.
No, it's not. That's not. That would be Texera's that play right there. That's,
There's 11 and 17 and 7.
Yeah,
So
no.
one of those. Number 11 for Bedford is Elliot Teixeira. They crowded up in the box, and it looked like, it was loose for a few seconds, but somebody was able to kick it outside the post. I almost said they batted it away, but that would be a penalty kick if you use your hands.
Depends which end of the field, though.
Temptation.
Yeah, it looked like Huey probably was the one that got the head on that last one there.
Liam Ireland's going to boot this one pretty far down the field, but the Bulldogs defense is waiting. Contested ball. Good step up and steal for the Cardinals as they maintain possession in the offensive zone for a bit, something that they haven't done a lot. James Guidry's number 12 for BG, but he has it taken away as Bedford chips it down. Mirza trying to beat the defense. He has possession at the end line. Going to kick it toward the middle. Deflected pass and BG ball. There's a player that got dumped, and they're going to call that a free kick.
Yeah, direct
for the
free
Bulldogs.
kick.
That's a big call, as getting tripped up was Jacob Bielecki. Inadvertently, James Guidry just going for the ball, but clearly he got the player instead of the ball, and that
Yeah, it looked like
precipitated
Colin
the
Mills was upset with his own player. He went over to him and let him know that he thought that was a bad foul to take.
The official wants to set up the free kick, and he's telling the players where to set up the wall.
Yeah, I
Gavin
think
was upset. He wanted to restart right away.
Yes, and the official got in the way, prevented him from doing that.
Teixeira's going to chip it, and Gavin Diaz in the middle, headed away by the BG defense. May have been Ireland got his head on that one and just took it out of the box far side. BG under pressure for much of this game. Their goaltender has been tremendous, Bo Bufter, and the ball stays in the Bedford offensive zone. They are keeping at it.
Not only did that official prevent a quick start, but when he moved the ball back, he moved it back to about 6 yards. He didn't give him 10. If you're going to do that, you got to make it 10 yards.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible.
Kick toward the middle and out. So throw in for the Bulldogs. They keep launching these balls into the box, and it's definitely high-pressure situations. This is another one, goes over everybody near sideline and collecting it. Bedford's Jacob Bielecki trying to get it to.
Quick defensive clear there by BG. Just get it out, get it away, give them breathing room. They're working overtime back there.
Eli Kaplow slides it to the other side. Bedford operating from the far right, trying to hook it back toward the middle. They do. Line drive in the middle, off of a Bedford foot. Loose ball. Into the dive goes Bufter. Doesn't see the shot. Deflected. All kinds of pressure. Bedford still has it in the box. Player hits the turf. They wanted a call. They're not going to get it this time. And it is cleared away. A frenzy of activity in front of Bo Bufter, the BG netminder.
Yeah, they finally had a really good opportunity when Bufter went down.
Yep.
And
he
but
committed
they,
there to a
they
shot.
couldn't turn on the ball.
Yeah, it left the whole other side of the net open and just not able to capitalize. But you got a feeling that if BG continues to collapse in on their goaltender like this, that it's going to yield the first goal. Bedford back on the attack. Still, we're looking to our left the entire half, it feels like, for the first 13 minutes of this. Bedford going right to left here in the second half and just living in the BG defensive zone. Eli Kaplow runs into a wall of defenders, and they'll play it back to about 50 yards away from Bo Bufter. Bedford very comfortable in their possession, just not able to finish once they get the ball in the box so far. And here comes more pressure. They chip it in the middle. It's headed away by the back line BG defense. Jacob Bielecki with it, facing up, thinking about going left foot in the middle. He does. It curls all the way to the opposite side of the box. where Trenton Cormier got a foot on it for the Cardinals. Cormier off his foot. Bedford controls.
And the
good backfield play. Chipped in the middle, headed away, and Bedford BG clears.
With very little time left down in Nashua, Bedford put the ball in the net. Can't give any details, but
it's the final.
We got the final. Yeah, it was overtime, so it was the golden goal, and 1-0. Bedford over BG. Big win for the Bulldog ladies over Bishop Guertin.
So congratulations to Bedford girls for a hard-fought win there in Nashua, a 1-0 win, and the Bedford boys trying not to make it a 1-0 BG win here because they've been playing from behind for most of the match. As we get deeper into the second half, a first-half goal by Rayan Hamid, a bolt of lightning from about 35 yards out middle. Ball curled into the upper right corner of the net. Not much the netminder could do, and it is our only score of the game so far. A game also highlighted by Bo Bufter's spectacular net play as he's kept Bedford off the board, including saving a penalty shot that the Bulldogs had. Gavin Diaz going to the low left, and Bufter was able to dive and knock it away.
Just saw a quick replay of that goal down in the winning goal down at Nashua against BG, and there was a ball that was put around the penalty area line, around the 18, that the fullback, the defender, misplayed, went directly to a Bedford player who shot it in the net from right about the 18 or maybe 20, 25-yard line, and it beat the keeper. It was a great shot.
In overtime.
Unassisted.
Yep, in
winner.
overtime. Yep. That one mistake the defense couldn't afford to make. Richie Black plays it across far side.
Andrew Fenn just said, if we haven't said it yet, that was in double overtime, so they'd played probably about 18 minutes extra after the 80.
How about that?
When the goal was finally scored, and it was just a unfortunate error by the Bishop Guertin defender.
So we'll be joined by that Nashua ETV audience shortly. There's a line drive into the box, and Bufter again. Spectacular. The ricochet nearly went in, and he was right there, alert to the ball to punch it away from just inside the right post.
That was a great play. I mean, he's been consistent. Unbelievable, like you've said. You've been highlighting him, and well-deserved. Awesome save.
Well, he is the human highlight when you look at his uniform, right? The neon yellow. But he has lived up to his uniform color tonight. He has been the human highlight. There's a ball that's contested near post. And it will be a corner. You're right. Yep. It went off of a BG defender out of bounds, and they're not going to go. They're not going to get the ball for Diaz. Gavin's got to go get it himself.
Texera, I believe, has the ball in its hands. It looks like they're trying to get a short corner.
Yeah, Texera's,
they are.
You're right, short corner. And there's a chip in the middle, headed away. Good play by backline defense. Again, number 2 for the Cardinals. Not the tallest guy is Carson Leo, but somehow he's able to gauge those shots and get himself right there in the line of fire and head those balls away.
Just getting the ball off the field there quickly on defense, and we had 2 balls thrown in at the same time. And it shouldn't have happened.
New strategy.
Yeah, one ball went in 10 yards plus, the other ball went in 10 yards minus down the field, and the official was right in the middle of it and quickly blew his whistle. You don't see that very often.
So, yeah, there's 3 things that would improve soccer scoring. You have, well, let's see, it's balls in the box, headed away. Get rid of offsides, have one-handed throws, and 2 balls at a time.
The 2 balls at a time, I don't know about that one. The other 2, John, you might.
That would be chaos, wouldn't it? You're defending at one end and trying to score at the other. So Bedford just keeping the pressure on as Diaz curls a pass to the far side. It has just been almost semi-corner kick city here for Bedford since the second half started, just bending one after another, just one threatening bomb into the box after another and just not able to get it past Bufter.
But there, that was just a poor ball to hit
That wasn't
by
the best,
Bedford.
yeah.
Just it gives them the goal kick in time.
Right.
But we have 21 minutes left, and Bedford, the way they've been playing, they could score 5 or 6 goals in 2 minutes if they had to. Well, they have to. Will they?
Right, will they? So the Carson Leo's goal kick is successful, and then it gets to midfield. But again, Bedford collects right away. It almost seems like a strategy now that BG is everyone's back, because in the first half you see Rayan Diaz, number 7 there, the lead guy for BG. He was hanging out in the offensive zone earlier. Now he's joined his defensive teammates on this side of the stripe, and they seem to be content just playing D.
They're definitely playing a defensive strategy. They just want to hold this and prevent the goal. But
of course, there's a lot of space right here if you can come up with a counter, but there's been no hint of that as Bedford tries to work the ball into the box. Let's see if they kick this one from distance right here. It's set up, line drive in the middle, again headed away by a BG defender.
Great ball control here by the Bulldogs, setting it up again.
Yep. That was
like a power play. It almost looks like we're watching ice hockey.
Logan Lowney, number 14 for Bishop Guertin, got his head on that last crosser. Bedford's going to reload here and try to do it again. They have Berlicki in the box, Diaz, Mirza got his foot on it, but it ricochets away, and it is cleared by Guertin's Alex Haight to midfield. It goes. Bedford with it again.
Now we are under 20 minutes.
You can almost forget this whole right side of the field. It's all about what's going on to our left.
This is a total onslaught here. They're just
right.
Bedford is just controlling it.
That one is on the fly, and it's an easy catch for Bufter. More of a shot on goal there than a crossing pass. And now everybody's going to shift to close to midfield. But it is the half-court offense in effect here for the Bulldogs, with now 19 minutes to go in the contest. Berlicki wins the one-on-one battle there with Guidry, but is finally taken away. Hamid with that footwork, back to the middle. Rayan Hamid with a burst of speed, has a teammate on the right side, still with it. Hamid putting on a dribbling display. He's going to slide a pass to the near side. Guidry has it. Trying to return the ball to the middle. Looking for an opportunity to score here after so much pressure on their defensive end. The Cardinals trying to turn some defense into offense. Good move in the box. There's a pass that's easily intercepted. Solid play, Eli Kaplow, as he kicks it toward midfield. Number 4 for the Bulldogs, intercepting what would have been a dangerous pass had they completed it.
Let me throw in here that Lana Morris was the player for Bedford that scored that winning goal in the double overtime. Lana Morris.
Good job, Lana. Congratulations.
And that news feed was from our correspondent, sportscaster Lauren Fox, covering the BG girls.
If you are watching on BCTV, Channel 8, you can flip over to HD 1072 as the feed on Channel 8 will be going off shortly. Again, if you're watching BCTV Channel 8, the channel you want to flip to is HD 1072 for when the Channel 8 feed goes off the air. You don't want to you don't want to miss the exciting conclusion of this one as Bufter collects it. He did have defensive help back there. And kicks it high in the air toward midfield. Berlicki heads it forward. And this one's coming up in the press box. Good catch on the fly. Halfway up the stands. That's what you call clearing it.
If he had a number on, I'd be able to read it. He's right down in front of us.
Yeah. So a throw in for the Bulldogs, and the ball's already on the other side of the field.
Quite obvious that the BG team is being coached to just keep the ball off the field as long as you can.
They have circled the wagons, and just on defense here. It looks like for the duration with 16 minutes and change left. That's curled into the box, and a shot that tested Bufter. It got loose, and now BG's got to clear another way. They can't. Bilecki curls one back in the middle. It's headed away, collected by the Bulldogs, trying to get a shot away. BG doing a good job of pouncing on the ball handler before they can really set up. But Bedford also doing a good job of launching these crossers that have scoring potential.
A couple of BG defenders are taking space, but there's a couple that are definitely marking the Bedford forwards pretty closely, right in the middle of the field.
Yeah. Eli Caplow plays it back to Richie Black. Richie Black far side. Bedford trying to line up another crosser, and it's taken away. Good defense by Trenton Cormier on the far side.
But immediately won back by Bedford. And
thought Caplow might shoot it from there, but he's going to pass it up to the right. Bedford looking to set up another cross here. They have a chance to let it go. Nope, playing some catch on the far sideline. Still Bedford ball as they look for an opportunity. Here comes the crosser right in the middle, headed away by Bishop Guertin. Just can't get it to the defenders. Hamid nearly had a break, but he'd still have two people to go past, including Richie Black, who blasts this one forward. And as we look just basically between what amounts to the 20 and the 50-yard line in football is where a lot of this game's being played. Another step up and intercept, and Hamid may get to it. He gets tripped up, and they'll say play on because both players got a foot to the ball. Hamid right back to his feet, bounces up. Bilecki in a one-on-one battle with Colin Mills. Mills
Referee
holding his left or his right shoulder. It's going to be an injury timeout.
And the official on this side did stop the clock that time.
Yeah.
Amazing. Hey, yeah. First time.
And I guess that's the symbol of an injury timeout?
No, that's just timeout. Just stop the clock.
Okay. Really,
so he does know what the symbol is if he signal, excuse me, not the symbol, signal. I have not a clue what happened to the player.
Mills, they were bodying each other so much, they're basically body checking each other to try to get
Well, body
possession.
check, I saw a foul. I saw 10 foul the Bedford player.
Okay.
From the back. The only thing I can guess is if it was an elbow or something that was inadvertently contacted him someplace tender there.
Well, you got it right. He called the foul
Restart.
on BG.
Here we go.
It's a free kick on the restart.
Bedford had control of the ball, so they drop it for the Bedford player to continue the play there.
Caplow.
Here we go again. Oh,
in the middle over everything. So
it's about a little less than 14 minutes left to play here.
Yeah, that if I recall that scoring strike by Rayan Hamid correctly, he kicked it from the football 25. Now you got the goal at the back, so it's a 35-yard strike. That's about where that free kick was to give you some perspective. Maybe it was a few yards further out.
Struck it really well.
It's a long way.
It's going straight out of bounds.
Yep. So 13 and a half minutes to go. Bedford looking for that elusive goal that would tie this thing up and, like the girls' game, send it to overtime.
The only other thing that I can say that this looks like, it's either an ice hockey power play or it's a half-court basketball game.
Exactly. It feels like a 5-on-3 in hockey, but actually maybe a 5-on-4. But the thing is, it's just constant pressure. Nobody's even icing the puck, really. No. I guess the closest thing is when they get it to midfield, because Bedford goes right back on the attack as they do here.
And if you know the ice hockey rules, the deliberately shooting the puck out of the rink is a penalty. Yeah, it's a penalty.
Out of the rink.
It's actually a penalty. Yeah,
exactly.
So
you can do that in
that's
soccer.
That's the lay
right?
of the game.
You can
in soccer, you can do it. Yeah, maybe we should change the rules that way.
All right. So it's played out of bounds by the Bulldogs. It's going to be a throw-in for the Cardinals this time. Under the lights far side.
couple subs for Bedford. No, I'm sorry, for BG.
Yeah, BG substituting
And
in.
if you could hear that sound of a low-flying airplane, that's because Andrew Fenn has a on-field microphone that is positioned so that the sound inside the, quote, the stadium here, that plane was really, really loud in my headset.
So James Guidry checked back in for BG, and Jeffrey Zhu went to take a breather. Most of these Bedford players that we've been naming have played the entire game, including with the ball, Eli Kaplow. As he feeds it to Gavin Diaz. Diaz pass intercepted by Liam Ireland of BG, and he kicks it out of bounds. So that's the strategy. Just intercept as much as you can and just clear it for the Cardinals. They've been successful so far for the first almost 30 minutes of this second half in doing just that and playing defense, committed defense, all crowded in front of their goaltender to try to make it more difficult for Bedford to get that equalizer.
And it's amazing that they have not scored a goal with all of this well-constructed strategy, the tactics that they're using.
Yep. They're trying to set up another crosser here. Again, see Gavin Diaz is out higher, number 7 for the Bulldogs. He was up front more in the box. Kaplow looking to pass again, hits Diaz. Will he launch it? Gavin chips it in the middle, and he finds Mirza. Mirza turns around and kicks it over everything. Another great opportunity. Ali Mirza with the spin move. And again, you feel like maybe the great saves of Bufter's in their head. They're trying to pick corners and stuff. Maybe just like slam it.
I'd like to go
middle, right?
I'd like to go on the PA system and tell them keep the ball down.
Keep it down.
Stop kicking the ball up over the crossbar.
Right. Yeah, especially
keep it low.
When you hit it low in there, you could get a nice rebound or something.
That is part of it. That's why it's like ice hockey.
Right.
You know?
You can't. Oh, there's a.
It's so much harder to redirect the ball, the puck. If it's up in the air and nobody can reach it, that's what's happening.
Meade gets a. Nope. Bedford collects. Number 3 for Bedford is Colin Johnson.
And just then, as the ball hit midfield, John, it was 8 defenders versus 2 Bedford attackers.
Right.
So Bedford's continuing to defend nicely just in case, but they're so quick at coming back and holding the ball. The consecutive touches is incredible. Here's a
Jacob Bielecki, and it's a save again of a pass, maybe. It was more of a pass, I think, than a shot on goal intended.
It was. And the problem with that, especially when you have a keeper that's tall, is the keepers, if it's too close to the goal, the keeper's going to get 99% of those.
Right. As
you got to put it, that ball's got to be further away from the keeper.
Yeah, as Bo Bufter did right there. He's had a tremendous game. The question is, will he get that shutout? 9 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in this one to determine it. A 1-0 BG lead, a 35-yard lightning bolt strike from Rayan Hamid, the game's only goal that came in the first half.
And we were corrected that was that player that scored it, and he is not the player from
over the net and off the that's not going to count. It hit the field goal.
Hit the crossbar.
And BG appeared to have broken through. Their fans cheered it. But if you watch the ricochet, it hit the soccer goal crossbar, it hit the field goal football crossbar, and came back into play.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a corner kick. Apparently, Bufter got a fingertip on that. Another tremendous save.
I think it was more than a fingertip, actually.
More than a fingertip. That's why we have the goal kick.
That was a shot on goal save, and he saved it.
Oh, tremendous.
Like you said, pole to pole.
And there's a corner kick, another good corner kick. Bielecki got a head on it. It's up in the air, trying to punch at it as Bufter can't get to it. Bicycle kick, Hamid to get it out of there.
Nice clear.
And, well, they used some shoulders there, and it's kicked away. Hamid's going to clear it. 8 minutes left to go. What action here in this Bedford BG boys soccer game.
That would have been a great goal for
been
the Bedford side there.
And they did keep it down, but just not enough, I guess. The question is, where do you go on this Bufter guy?
The second shot was down. The first shot,
it was up,
that was still up.
Yeah, it was up.
He lost
and it's out of bounds off
kick.
of who? Look out. What
just happened over there?
One of the poles collapsed on top of the player.
What is that, a player? Or
is that a
Yeah, it was. You're right.
Some kind of netting over there.
It actually looks like it's a field hockey goal.
Oh, maybe it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is a field hockey goal. And it collapsed as he must have ran into it. And one of the legs moved out from underneath him. He's lucky he's okay.
So when did they start keeping time down on the field? Is that the 2-minute mark?
5-minute mark.
5
in the second.
5 in the second half. So we're coming up to that where it's going to be up to the
2
official.
minutes away, yep.
I don't know how you do it, but I try to keep a rough idea of where it is on the clock after it hits 5. So, then of course you could also have injury timeouts and whatnot that would elongate it, but at least you have a rough idea when we hit the 5-minute mark.
It's my granddaughter.
Oh, hockey official, granddaughter?
Aspen, Colorado. Yeah, I just shared John a picture of my granddaughter.
We were getting out the phone for
officiating.
timing purposes.
As I set this up out in Aspen, Colorado, dropping the puck between two girls that are 3 or 4 years older than her.
She looks like she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she plays pretty well. She's a goalkeeper. And I've got a history of some ice hockey in me.
Chipped into the box. And again, Bufter's over there to collect it with Gavin Diaz breathing down his neck. BG goaltender now 6 minutes away from that seemingly impossible to get shutout. He has also saved a penalty kick in this one. And Bedford right back on the attack. There's a foot race for the loose ball inside the near sideline. Goes out of bounds off a Bedford player. Kind of a wise use of shielding the ball with the body.
Illegal throw in 2 ways. Foot came up and he used one hand clearly. But
yep, and
I think
it wasn't called.
We've seen that all season, John. It seems like there was a decision made to ignore it.
Max DeRosa on the throw-in. Playing fast and loose with the rules, according to Bill Klein. Kaplow has it. Will he kick it into the box? So he's going to try to pass it. It's deflected up in the air. BG gets ahead to it first. Bedford gets to it. Player hits the turf in the box. And what do we have?
We have a PK.
Are we gonna call a penalty kick on that? It looked like a contested ball.
What the heck is he doing? What is he doing? And I'm speaking of the officials that again have not.
There's no indication really of exactly what's.
I think it's possible that they actually called the foul against Bedford. But
there's a discussion that involves all BG players right now.
This does not make any sense.
And it doesn't bode
whatsoever.
well. It looks like a penalty kick for the Bulldogs.
It is. It is.
Their second penalty kick of the game, and they are going to tee it up.
I think it's Elliot Texera that placed the ball down, and the officials concurring again. However, once again, we didn't get the stop of the clock signal up here.
Elliot Texera with the
senior.
Penalty kick. Senior against Bo Bufter, who has been spectacular tonight, but called upon to save his second penalty kick of the game, or else we're going to be knotted at 1.
And we are under 5. Here we go.
Texera waiting for the whistle to be allowed to shoot. And Elliott is going to approach it from the left. Right-footed kick. In the net. He went low left on the hesitation, and it's 1-1. As Bufter boots it away in frustration.
John, I've been screaming goal very often. That one I can't. That's the way the field being managed, the lack of the coordination between the officials, the lack of proper signaling. It's just got me frustrated, and I'm sorry about that.
As a former official, you're speaking, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, because, you've got the Gene Steratore, you got the Bandinos, and all those guys that do the rules. Analysts for all these sports, and in situations like this.
You're our guy for that.
Yeah, I worked a few games.
Yeah, you're our guy for that. You didn't like what you saw.
No.
Right?
No.
Yeah.
It should be clear, and you make the calls, use the right signals, do the right stuff, and that was just not good. It's not good for the game for the players.
I
let
thought
alone
that
the
was
spectators
a
and everybody
borderline
else.
call. It wasn't a clear cut. Like the first penalty kick was definitely a foul. That one, it looked like an equally contested ball that both players were kind of kicking at about, waist high or so? And
John, you compared this situation to a football game. A call is made, the officials get together, people are trying to figure out which way are we going. And somebody says, well, pretty clear to me that it looked like it was a holding against so-and-so, but the officials get together, and then even though there's flags all over the field, sometimes what do? They say,
confer?
There's no. There was no. There was no foul.
Ball in the box, and it's headed in by Diaz. It's 2-1 within the space of a minute. And the Bulldogs take the lead. Gavin Diaz with a header. As
well
BG
earned.
Kind of let their guard down after surrendering the lead. It's now 2-1 Bulldogs.
Well earned, well deserved, awesome play.
It was.
Do you remember 20 minutes ago I said Bedford is the kind of team that can score 3, 4, 5 goals in 2 minutes? Well, you just saw it.
There's 2 in less than
and you
1
could
minute.
see another one. You could see another one. They may not be done.
Yeah.
They would love an insurance goal here, I am sure, because who knows? But we have not seen BG play offensively for how long?
And they paid the price.
Yes, they did.
Just completely.
Bedford kept doing their thing over and over and over again, and it paid off, as it should have.
I mean, the offensive time of possession was at least 90% Bedford in the offensive zone. That's probably underestimating how much offense they played leading up to those 2 goals. As the time is being kept on the field with under 5 minutes to go now, it is BG that has to shift strategies and try to come up with the equalizer just that quickly. Right off the kickoff after the goal at midfield, they just went right down. They got a crosser from the right side, and the BG defense, we have a player down far side over there, it looks like. BG fans don't like what they saw there in the as players came together, and near side now.
I couldn't tell what the BG fans were yelling about, honestly.
Didn't help that it was about 70 yards away from us over there. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a throw-in for the Bulldogs. Jacob Boylicki is going to come back this way to Eli Kaplow. Now it is the Bedford team that can just kill off time and win the game after such a quick turn of events.
But they're not probably going to do what BG had done for quite a long time there with the just clearing the ball out of bounds.
Yeah.
I see Bedford continuing to attack.
They're just going to turn offense into defense here and just keep the ball in the offensive zone maybe.
But what they have done, they did drop one more player back there. They had 2 back defending. I think they've got a 4-man defensive.
We got a trip and fall by Bedford, and now BG balls. They try to counterattack. There's Hamid trying to split the defense, but they close, and Kaplow kicks it away. Eli Kaplow closing the distance.
Here's this illegal throw. You can see the spin on the ball is so clear that it's a one-handed throw.
Hamid somehow
That's a shame.
Keeping the handle on it, but finally gets triple teamed, has it taken away. There's a step up for the Cardinals. Something they haven't played with any kind of offensive urgency. Now they will, of course, down by 1. Could have relieved a lot of pressure if they had mounted some sort of an offensive attack for the first 35 minutes of this one, but they did not, and it came back to bite them finally as they yielded a penalty kick goal to Texera and then a header goal on a bouncer by Gavin Diaz. Something that you thought you might see a lot earlier with all the chances they had. There's Mirza's in a foot race, and he
pushed
gets
from
shouldered,
the back.
and it goes out of bounds off of the Cardinals. Is that something as an official you would call?
Yeah.
You would, okay.
Outside the penalty area, yes.
Outside the penalty
and
area, yeah.
It was almost a goal-scoring opportunity.
It would have been a great spot to have a free kick.
Well,
yeah,
I think in the area, maybe not, and maybe it was in the area.
Yeah.
But, I mean, right now BG's getting look where BG is. That's like, what's going on here?
I guess they had a touch that took away the corner, and the players just decided to take time off the clock rather than kick it in. And the BG defense recognized that he was just standing over a live ball.
But he was within 10 yards, and this official's down the other end of the field. He's wandered down now, and I say wandered. He hasn't really moved very quickly.
Right. I think they just went short on the corner kick, and the guy just stood over it. There's a call that goes against the Bulldogs.
BG is yelling and screaming.
Very little time remaining, though, you would think, of the 5 minutes being kept on the field. Some of it was taken away by a goal celebration by the Bulldogs when Gavin Diaz headed that one home, the go-ahead goal. But not much time left in this one, and that is going to do it. It is a 2-1 Bedford win. What a turnaround in the last few minutes, Bill Klein.
Yeah, well.
No, you had a problem with the penalty kick goal. But the Gavin Diaz goal, that was just the case where
I'm glad
they capitalized and BG let their guard down. They were kind of deflated, I think.
I think so, but again, Bedford continued to play their game. They were frustrated. Some of the calls were going against them, and then that second penalty kick. Remember, there was one the other end that keeper made a fantastic save. Bedford kept up and did what they could do, and that's why I had said what I said. They can score goals. It's amazing they haven't, and then they did. What I don't like about this game tonight is some aspects of lack of sportsmanship a few times, and unfortunately the officials didn't do a great job. At the very end of the game, the BG player, ball rolled over to him, and he kicked it, tried to kick it out over the fence. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
No.
But it was like,
good.
Come on, guys. This is high school. It's sportsmanship. I'm glad it was not won by a penalty kick. In fact, it was a nice, clean goal by Gavin Diaz to win it.
And Bo Bufter, you're spectacular. Rayan Hamid, tremendous career. Wish you well at the college level, whatever you choose to do in soccer. You were tremendous as well. Good luck to the entire Bedford boys soccer team. Congratulations on the 2-1 win tonight as they conclude their regular season on a high note, 3-game winning streak.
And keep in mind, just real quick, that with that win, if one of the top teams loses, especially the teams that are tied for in that 3 block, all tied for 4th place, one of them lose in the next couple of days, then we jump up into the top 6, move somebody down. So we'll see what happens.
That's Bill Klein. I'm John Collins. Thanks to Andrew Fenn and Bill Jennings. Thanks for having me here on BCTV. Final score for the final time, Bedford 2, BG 1. Good night from Bedford High School, everybody.